So this process that I am doing right now is actually called thinning out. I lined up these radish seeds a few weeks ago, and now that it's warm, they're actually germinating. And some of these, so a lot of these seeds actually were planted a little too close together. And even if you've been gardening for years, that happens all the time. If you're in a rush or you just have a lot of seeds and you're like, hey, I'm gonna make this long thin row like we did, and then later you thin them out. Now you do, if you're someone like me and it's very painful to thin out, then you know there are things you can do to avoid that. But in our case, this was, me very, very quickly doing a line of radish seeds. And so you want to actually pinch them. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. There you go. You don't have to give it to me. Thank you. You don't actually have to pull them out, because if you pull out the root, that might actually disturb the roots that you want to stay in the soil. And so you just pinch it right at the top. I actually use my fingernail like that and just pinch off the top. You guys can see that. And then with these, there was a pretty good clump together, so I'm probably going to thin out another one. And it's actually helpful too if you want to take out the ones that don't look as healthy, like if you want to keep the ones that look really, really good. And so yes, you can see like some of these, there's like 3 or 4 together. So what I'm going to probably do is thin out one more. Now the great thing about these though is that they are yes ma'am, they are radish sprouts, and so they are edible. So when I've been thinning out this entire line that goes all the way to the end of our bed, I've just been eating them and giving them to my daughter. See this one right here, just pinched it off. It's even kind of yellow, so it's great. Plenty of room now, as you can see, for that one to grow. Now these are a pretty good size radish. They're I believe they're watermelon radishes. I might have the name wrong. I'm trying to see my tag and I can't right now, but they are a 60-day radish. Now a lot of radishes are 25 to 30 days. These are actually much larger, and so I want to give them plenty of space. Here you go again. Plenty of space. 2, there's another one. I'll just thin it out. Great. There's like an inch and a half between some of these. Now, these I do need to thin out more. I keep getting interrupted, happily, by my daughter as she hands me random things in the garden, but I just thought I would show you that because now for some things, actually, I don't know if you guys can see this line with the dandelion my daughter just gave me. This line that's closest to you guys is actually, let's see, this is actually collard greens, the one right down here. And so with those, yes, I can thin them out, and yes, I can eat them as well. But there's a few other things mixed in around here, and so I'm gonna wait because I wanna see these collards get a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit taller. And honestly, because they don't have a root, they're gonna be a leafy green. I would want them to be a little bit bigger before I pinch them off. That way, I don't know, the snack is a little more substantial, but I'm sure there are people out there who will tell you to go ahead and thin them out at this stage, and that's okay too. Again, if you watch any gardening channels, you probably have heard all sorts of different information, because we're all gardening in different zones, in different climates, in different, I'm gardening in a raised bed for the first time. I've always gardened for years. Sorry for the loudness. We live by a road. I've always gardened, oh my goodness. Lovely. I have always, sorry guys, but real life, right? But I have always gardened in the ground with wood chips, and like directly into the ground with some compost and wood chips thrown in there. And I'm gardening in raised beds for the first time. So here we are. Anyway, I say all this is like, here's a tip that you can use. You also can get a snack, which is important. And that is one of our lessons for today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening, wherever you are, however you are. Hope you enjoyed this tip.